Good morning, good morning, good morning. What's up, YouTube? How you guys doing? Happy Saturday morning to you. Happy Saturday morning to you. Good morning, good evening. If you are tuning in from the USA, happy Friday to you guys, and have a good weekend to you guys. So, yeah, what's going on, guys? Man, what a week! I swear, these weeks are going by so fast. Man, you see the topic. This is what we're going to talk about. I know it's probably not the most sexy topic, but we're going to talk about it because I don't see a lot of this stuff on YouTube about the geography about Vietnam, and I want to just bring it to your guys' attention and see, let you guys know some information about it, and to see, because I know a lot of you guys have past injuries, retirees, even just young people. You know what I mean? Like you can break your leg really fast here in Vietnam. So just make sure that you guys stick with me to the end, and we will you'll know everything about Hanoi up to from the north, central, and the south. So yeah, again, forgive my voice. I'm a full-time teacher, so you know what it is. If you're a real one, you know who I am. You know what I do on a weekly basis. I'm a full-time teacher, so my voice is trash. Okay, so bear with me. I hope you guys can hear me. Let me know where you guys are viewing from in the comment section. And yeah, yeah. How has your week been? Any surprises out there? Anybody? Leave them in the comment section. Let's have a chat. All right. So, is Vietnam walkable? Is Vietnam walkable? Well, let me let me give you my opinion first, and then I will go into and show you guys the geography. I'll give you an overview of the geography of Vietnam and from top to bottom in this video or in this live stream. I hope that my goal is to make sure that you guys understand whether or not Vietnam is walkable or not. The short answer is no, it's not walkable. All right. The second short answer is it is walkable depending on where you live. Okay. So I hope that you'll get all your answers. I've had this in my comment section, so I hope you guys get your answers. All right. All right. So welcome everyone. Again, salute to you guys. I hope you guys are doing well. Again, if you're just joining us, we're going to talk about Viet. You see it right here. Today's topic is going to be Vietnam. Is Vietnam walkable? All right. So let's jump into it. Segment number uno, number one. All right. This is going to be about Vietnam's geography. So just bear with me here. Let me pull up what I got for you, as usual. Let me pull up my. It's not what I want. Bear with me here. This is where I want. Okay. Yeah, this is where. All right. So yeah, you guys can see that. Obviously, I bring. Let me go like this. I hope that I'll be able to. Okay. So you see segment number one, right? So Vietnam stretches 1,650 kilometers north to south. So it's not a very east to west, left to right, big country. Like the U.S. is very big, left to right, east to west, and then it's pretty big and pretty tall from north to south. But Vietnam is completely just north and south country. Obviously, it depends on where you're at. You can have it east and the west, but primarily the country is just straight up. All right. So it's 1,600 1,650 kilometers north to south. Okay. So creating very different climates and environments here. I'll say the three regions generally is going to be from Hanoi. And this is how we think about it. Okay. So the north is Hanoi. So that's everything from Hanoi, not necessarily, but just a little bit, maybe a few hours south is considered the end of the north. And I'd say like a city called Thanh Hoa. THANH HOA, Tang Hoa. That's probably the furthest south north region that you'll get. So anywhere from Tang Hoa up, that's considered the north, right? Anywhere from Tang Hoa down to, and I'll show you this. I'll show you all of this, but anywhere from let's see, Tang Hoa to, let's say, almost Quy Nhon, almost Quy Nhon, even though that's still that's the south, but generally I'll show you. So generally that's the center, and then everything else south of Quy Nhon is south. Okay, 3 different types of weather year round. So I'll get into that, but I'll say if you want 4 seasons, stay in the north. The furthest north you go is going to be the coldest, just because it's border there with China, with China and Laos on the east side, or excuse me, on the west side with Laos. Again, you got to understand that this is a developing nation, so the urban areas like the bigger cities, Ho Chi Minh City, Hanoi, and Da Nang, is going to be more developed as far as sidewalks. Now, what they use those sidewalks for is completely different, right? But the rural areas, you're going to generally have dirt, right? Dirt and some sidewalks. You're going to be walking in the rural areas. You're going to be walking in the streets. In the urban areas, you're going to be walking in the streets as well. So, but they're completely 2 different why you walk on the streets. Okay. Again, Vietnam, understand, is a tropical. It has tropical weather. So year round. All right. So whether it gets hot and humid and then, you know, almost year round to the flooding and the rainy season. So you got to watch out for that stuff, right? Be aware of like what is going on in the city or region that you're visiting, because I'm sure that you guys have, if you haven't seen what's going on TikTok up in Hanoi right now and Da Nang, they've had what do you call it, a typhoon that came through. So they're in like water that's super deep. I mean, if you can see my fingers, like it's up to their waist basically. So that's what's going on right now up in the north. But here in the south, there's nothing. So we're dry as a bone. So again, that's the varying weather and the varying you know, the tropical weather that's going on up in the north, tropical you know, different type of weather here in the south, hot and humid. All right, so let me show you some stuff here. Bear with me. Let me stop sharing that. All right, and then let me show you what I'm talking about here. We're going here. All right, I think you can see. Yes. Okay. So this is gonna, you know, give you guys breakdown how the geography is of Vietnam. I'm not gonna go through all of it, but I'm gonna go through the most important aspects of this. So obviously you can see it's from Wikipedia, and I'm gonna tell you guys this information looks pretty solid here. All right. So let's just get into it, man. Let's look right here. Let's look right here in the terrain, right? So Vietnam, right here. Vietnam is a country of subtropical and tropical lowlands, high hills, and densely forested highlands, with level land covering less than 20% of the area. So again, if you can see a map here, let me show you the different. I'll show you this one. All right, so look at how this place is situated, right? Obviously, you don't see the. There we go. That's what I want. Okay. Obviously, you can see that there's a mountain right here. If you can see, there's a mountain off to the west, right, of the country, but it goes straight down, right? So it's just a pretty mountainous area, to be honest. But look at how you're how what do I want to say? Look how their farmland. They're very I'm trying to say fruitful farmland. Right? They have a lot of really good soil here. Is what I'm trying to say. Excuse me. It's early, okay. But yeah. Um, then we also have the coastline as well, right? So think about that. Vietnam has amazing coast. Up in the north, there's Haiphong. That's a port. That's a port area. It's pretty busy up there. There's a lot of expats that live in Haiphong, or that live up there. So, anyways, yeah, Vietnam, tons of different weathers. So you could be so just this week alone. I'll give you an example. Just this week alone, we had torrential downpour. Even though it's dry right now, yesterday it was a completely different story. So right now, every day it's been either raining or like, but it'll be 1 hour rain or 2 hour rain, or some days it'll be half a day rain. But that's how it's been going on here just this week. And yesterday, literally when I was driving to work, my motorbike, I literally was almost waist high, almost waist high, and then suddenly, boom! Like 2 hours later, dry as a bone. It's crazy. So that's what goes on here in Vietnam. All right. So during the rainy season, make sure you guys have your rainy gear, have your rain gear. Umbrellas is cool if you're not driving. Um, if but generally, you wear some dry fits. You don't necessarily have to bring a bunch of clothes with you. All right. So yeah. Where am I? That's here, geography. Okay. So let's get into the Red River Delta. All right. So we're at the terrain still. Okay. So let's look over here real quick. So obviously we know it's in the region of Southeast Asia, right? It has a total of 331,212 kilometers squared. So their land is about 93%. They have 6% water. Their coastline is 3,444 kilometers, which is cool because that's basically the length of the U.S. Basically the length east and west of the U.S., which is a lot. It has a big border, obviously. Let's go. Let's keep going. The highest point is up in the north. I've been here. It's Fansipan. I know I'm messing that up, but I've been here. This is up in the upper north, near. It's on the border of China, right? So, but I've been up there. It's pretty cool. Big, huge flag. So, I mean, huge flag. Okay, and then the lowest point is in the Mekong, right? So this is going to be, well, actually, the Dong Nai River is not too far from where I'm at actually right now, and that's cool. But again, you can see how high it gets, 10,315 feet highest, right? And then the river, the lowest point is at base level, right? So 0 feet. The longest rivers, the Dong Nai River. The lowest point is the South China Sea. They consider it Vietnam. Anyways, the largest lake. I've been here. It's called Ba Bay Lake, and it's really cool. I've been all around it. It's a really cool area that you can go check out. Huge lake, and around it is a lot of really cool like little shacks and stuff that people buy, that they sell stuff like they sell cigarettes and drinks and stuff. I'm telling you, like, the cool things about Vietnam you don't really see on YouTube. You see the most popular stuff, but you don't see like the cool stuff, right? So once you get out and you drive around and you'll you start to explore Vietnam, especially on a motorbike, you'll start to see places like this. Okay, Bobby Lake. All right, so go check that out, Bobby Lake. All right, let's keep it up. So the Red River Delta. Um, this, let's go. Let me see if I can pull up a map here. No, that's not the one I want. Let me go like this. I'll show you on here. Bear with me, guys. Let me get a map here. I thought I had this up already, so just bear with me here. All right, Red River Delta. Okay. Where are you? Okay, so generally the Red River Delta, it won't show me. Let me see. Let me get some directions here. Sorry, guys. Thought I had this ready for you guys. The Red River Delta. So, yeah, that's what I thought. So let me stop sharing and share this page with you guys. Maps. Okay, so from Ho Chi Minh. Well, this is from, I put from Ho Chi Minh. Okay. Anyways, I don't know why it's giving me Hanoi. That's weird. Okay. So the Red River Delta, man, is you giving me Hanoi? I said Red River. Okay. That's weird. Okay, sorry about that, guys. Let me try to do something different here. Anyways, I'll show you where the Red River Delta is, because this is BS. We'll get out. Okay. So if you go look down here, I believe the Red River is right here. This is the Red River. Right here. Right here. This one right here. And it's not far from me. It's I mean, obviously I'm in Ho Chi Minh, so it's not too far from where I'm at. Okay, so this is it right here. It's just on the side of Ho Chi Minh City. But yeah, if I'm wrong, please correct me. But I'm pretty sure that's the Red River right there. There's a lot of, obviously you can see this is the Mekong Delta down here, right? And this river system is massive. I mean, you couldn't even understand like how wide these rivers are. It's incredible. All right, so yeah, let's keep it rolling. So basically, give me a minute here. I wish we could like just cross share instead of having to stop and share again. It's kind of annoying. Sorry about that. So the Red River, longest river here. Vietnam, like I said, is mountainous, and so you can see more of the mountains. Going to be more in the north. Places like the Ha Giang Loop, Giang, Ha. We can say it Ha Giang, like Zhang Z, Giang, Ha Giang Loop, and so that's up in the north, up here in the north, right? And that's bordering China, so that's like right up in here, okay? And all these mountains, I mean, it's going to take you a long time to get around them, especially because the infrastructure out in these rural areas are not the best. They're not dangerous. Well, they always are dangerous. I'm not going to lie. They are dangerous. But you just got to make sure you have someone who's a local who's been through this. Now, I drove motorbikes back in 2020 up in these mountains, up in the North Mountains. And I mean, the Ha Giang Loop is amazing, but if you are a person who's a thrill seeker and you like to push the limit, I would definitely recommend doing this because it's very taxing on you. And doing the Hazang loop, it's really cool. It's one of the best things to do here in Vietnam, but it's dangerous. You just got to be careful. Um, then if you go down to the south, you see how in the middle of the country, near like Da Nang and stuff, over here, Da Nang, down here, is you start to see a bunch of mountains off to the west side, right? Because when you take a train down here, where you can follow my cursor, so I took a train all the way up from here, from Hanoi, all the way down to Ho Chi Minh City, but down here to Ho Chi Minh City. But here in this region right here in this area, it's called the high HAI Van VAN Pass, High Van Pass, right? So this right here, it's beautiful, beautiful, beautiful mountains. Vietnam has amazing mountains and landscape that if you this map and maps don't do it justice. You have to go see this stuff for yourself. And once you see it, like when you see in this region right here, when you're on the train or on a car, because you can drive it as well. When you start to see this right here, and you see it, and in real life, and you're like, yo, what? The beach, like it's like the ocean meets the mountains, and they're just like this with each other. Like here's the beach right here, or excuse me, here's the ocean, and here's the mountain, and it's anything I've ever seen before in my life, to be honest. It's really beautiful. And then once you get into this region right here, this is Dalat, right? So Dalat, and then Nha Trang is right over here. So that's probably more down here. So it's down here, this little point. But again, Dalat is a mountain area where my cursor is a mountain area where a lot of the Ho Chi Minh City people, we like to go over because it's cold, it's high, it's really high in the mountains, and it's completely different. It's the it's so the South is what I'm trying to say is the South is very hot and humid, right? Anyone who's been to Vietnam understands that. But when you have any when you go to Dalat, 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 then it's like you're in the north, right? It's so unique and it's amazing, right? That place is amazing. If you ever get a chance to go, you should definitely make Dalat a part of your itinerary because it's fantastic. You'll fall in love. I've put some clients on and to Dalat, and they absolutely love Dalat. So that's up in this region, down in the south, right? That's the only mountainous area that's going to be in the south, right? That's actually like tourist friendly, or not tourist friendly, but what I mean by tourist friendly is they just sell a bunch of stuff. It's more equipped for what we want. You know what I'm saying? So, okay. Other than that, mountains, tropical weather in the south. It's going to be more tropical weather, and central. But in the north, it's going to be more. I mean, I guess you can say all Vietnam is tropical weather, but the north is weird. Um, it's really cold up there. It also is. It's very cold up there. It's also very polluted. The air is polluted up there. So just make sure that if you guys are going to come here and walk, um, like what I say is the Hanoi, it depends on where you live, is walkable, but the north in general, just giving you an overview of what it's really like here. Would you really want to walk up around in the north? It's beautiful, don't get me wrong, but there's not a lot of infrastructure in place outside of the urban areas. Um, so yeah, that's what I'm gonna say for that. Let's move into a walkable major cities here. So Hanoi, Obviously, the most major cities are going to be Hanoi, are going to be Saigon or Ho Chi Minh City, also Da Nang. So, yes, are these cities walkable? It depends on which district or area you live in these cities, but um, yes, it can be walkable for you. Okay, definitely. So places like, let me pull up my handy dandy map here, and let's go over right here. Let's go over what it looks like, right? So since we're in the south, let's start in the south here. So Vietnam, as you can see, all these little areas, right? All these little pockets, where my mouse is at, all these pockets here are hundreds, hundreds or 100,000 people or more, right? I mean, all over millions, right? So you tell me, just look at the map. Just look at the map. Is Vietnam or is Ho Chi Minh City walkable? No, it's not walkable, right? Because you have to understand that over here, this is D1, right? This is D1. All of this right here. This is D1 and D3, okay? Right here. And some of Bintang, all right? So yes, this area is walkable, but again, you got to understand that most within these districts, some districts are better than others, but most of within these districts are gonna have they're gonna have sidewalks that you can walk on, that you have access to. However, um, motorbikes are king here, so they're going to drive wherever they feel like. Okay, so you have to be aware of that. So when you're on the sidewalk, you got to kind of pivot and look around, because not only do you need to watch out for holes, like literal holes in the sidewalk, but the sidewalks are uneven. They're uneven for sure, especially here in Ho Chi Minh City. They're very much uneven. Like there's a tree branch that's like underneath, or a tree, and it's just pushing up the cement, and it just needs to be chopped down and repaired. So there's a lot of that going on. Yeah, in like Tao Dien area, in like this area, I'll show you, like over here in Quan Tu, where my mouse is right here. These area is a mix, right? Where the expats live, you have sidewalks, but again, a lot of us, we just walk in the streets because it's easier than dealing with like a hole in the ground, go around a tree, go around 50 motorbikes, you know what I mean, that are parked on the sidewalk. So, but like in my district, I'm up here near the airport. And so you can see I'm about 30, about 20 to 30 minutes away from D1, right? And this is the airport area. And so it's there's sidewalks here, but a lot of these streets over here don't have sidewalks. So we just park in the street, walk in the street, do everything in the street. You know what I'm saying? Again, is Ho Chi Minh City walkable? It depends on the district. Look how massive this place is. Ho Chi Minh City is massive. So again, if you live in District 2 over here, if you live in District 2, and this is more like, let's go here, more Tao Dien, okay? This is where the expats live. A lot of the expats that want to stay, they live here. Right? Why? Because it's right over the bridge, right? Sorry, it's just right over the bridge, okay? And then D1's down here. This is Binh Tan area. A lot of this area right here, Tao Dien, is very expensive, and so a lot of the expats live over across the river. They live right here. Okay, so they live in Binh Tan. It's BINHTHANH, Binh Tan district. Okay, and if you have some bread, you have a little bit of money, come live over here in Tao Dien. It's nice. They're gonna have a lot more Western amenities for you. Here in Benton, you're gonna get a bigger apartment. It's gonna be more affordable for you. And again, if you can see on the map, and the reason why I like to show the map is because where's all the green space? If you have a dog, this is my problem right now, is that like where near where I live, there's a huge park, but I'm looking for green space for my dog. So when we move, I don't want to be walking in the streets. This is a concern of mine, right? And this is why I'm doing this live stream, to be honest, is because I want you guys to be aware that it's not so walkable here. Okay. This is why you see so many motorbikes here, right? Obviously, you see this Vinhomes massive monstrosity, right? You see this, but again, you don't have anything else anywhere else. Look at that. That's crazy, right? And then you see this over here, and that's a park, yeah, but look how far it is, right? That's easily 20 minutes if you don't have a motorbike. Easily 20 minutes, right? Easy. And that's near me, to be honest. And then see, like where I live, if you can see the difference, right? I live in this area here. This is the airport. This is the airport. And so this area has a lot more green space, as you can see. I mean, obviously, there's not much, all right? You want green space, you got to move outside of the city, straight up, all right? And then obviously this is a golf course, so this doesn't count. But in this area, let me see, is this the park? Yeah. This is the park that I generally will go frequent with my dog, straight up. Okay, so I live near this park right here. And this park right here is massive, massive. So as you can see, there's not a lot of green space. Just look at the map and you can see there's not a lot of green space in Ho Chi Minh City. Keep that in mind. When you're moving here, look for somewhere where you can hang out. There's a huge park. A lot of people here walk around those parks areas. They're gonna have good sidewalks. Okay, it is walkable. Okay, so that's why I encourage new folks to Vietnam to, when you first get here, don't go. I mean, yes, be adventurous, yes, but spend a few months exploring these areas, because it's gonna really come down to if you want to get out and do some exercises. You're not a gym person, you want to get out and get some green space. Look at this. This is your options right here. Just do exactly this. Just do exactly this, right? And then zoom in and look and see what it is. Okay, so that's a racing ground. You can't even use that, right? So again, you have little community parks, but again, you guys can see it's not so much. Wait till we get to Hanoi, right? Wait till we get to Hanoi. Clearly, you can see all the green around Ho Chi Minh City, but there's not a lot going on in Ho Chi Minh City, to be honest. All right. So is Ho Chi Minh City walkable? Yes, but it just depends on your district, right? So let's get into Da Nang, right? Now, Da Nang is designed to be walkable, right? In some areas. Okay. So clearly you can see that off the top, there's way more green space, right? However, obviously there's not a lot of green space within where we're right here. I'm right in the middle. So there's not a lot of green space that's going on in these touristy areas and where a lot of the expats live. Again, if you can see this, I mean, obviously this is the airport, and the airport's right in the center of the city for the most part. So this area right here is all expats, right? And I've heard of some expats living up here as well, up here. But look at this though. Look at this cool thing. Now this place right here, I mean, obviously if you have a dog and you're hanging out in Da Nang, you can go and explore this with your dog. Okay, this is the peninsula. All right, so that's cool. That's really cool. But a lot of the Westerners, they don't want to live in this area out here, you know. Well, I'm down over here. If you can see me, I'm over here. A lot of them don't want to live over here. All right, this is all local area. So if you live in this area, I'm pretty sure this is walkable because obviously you can see there's green space all over the place. Okay. Obviously, Quang Nam is the province, so it's completely different. So that's the border of Da Nang. Okay. So again, and then down here, Hoi An is very walkable. Okay, it's very walkable. However, there's this stretch here. There's like all these little roads right here. If you can see, I'm over here. Okay, I'm over to the right, and all these little roads, they don't have proper sidewalks. These little roads, these roads. There's no proper sidewalks. That's what I will say about Hoi An, is there's no proper sidewalks. Um, when I went to Hoi An, we went to Hoi An last year, and they were installing some proper sidewalks, but yeah, it's so compact in Hoi An that it's like, why? You know what I mean? Just keep it the way it is because it's ancient, you know. Da Nang has sidewalks. This is one of the things I loved about Da Nang, which I absolutely saw differently from Hanoi and from Ho Chi Minh City so far, is that they made it a purpose, a point to put sidewalks in Da Nang, and that's cool. It makes a huge difference. I mean, I'm not even gonna lie. Duh, right? You would think so. Yeah. So obviously, you can see green space in Da Nang is still lacking. To be honest, I mean, it's still lacking. So I would definitely say, like, yeah, I mean, there's none really. I mean, that's to me, having a dog, and me and my future wife, we like to walk and just chit chat and stuff. We like doing that stuff, in the evenings and stuff, and being able to just, reconnect with each other. And it sucks to just walk around, the neighborhoods, and it's not fun, you know what I mean? So to get into Da Nang, let's get out of Da Nang. Obviously, you can see the green space stops at a certain point, which is weird. I don't know why Vietnam's doing that, but I know they want to develop it, of course, but they really do need to start putting in more parks and stuff for people. There's If you have a pet, there's not a lot of dog parks. I haven't seen a lot of dog parks in Da Nang. Probably is gonna have some more dog parks. Ho Chi Minh City, not so many dog parks, um, if any, to be honest. And Hanoi has a couple, which I know. So let's get into Hanoi. Look at the difference between the north, central, and the south, right? There's obviously green everywhere, okay? So let's get into Hanoi, right? So when I lived in Hanoi, I lived up here. Okay, this is called Teho. This is Teho district. I lived right up in here. Not right up in here. Right up in here. Uh, yeah, yeah, right up in here in this area. Anyways, this place is called Teho district. Teho, right here. This word, Teho, Teho district. So this is a lake. Obviously, there's a lot of green space in this area. Okay. Um, to be honest, it's so this green space back here is I'm over here. So this green space right here, all this is banana fields. It's banana fields. So it's not even like we can use it. And then there's people that live all up in here. There's so many people that live here, all up and down here. But again, there's not a lot of green space in the areas where the expats live. There's just not. If you can see, I know this area like the back of my hand, so I can tell you because I have a dog. There's no green space. I mean, basically, she was doing her business on the street or like little piles of like trash or something. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. If you have a dog, I wouldn't recommend moving over here. To be honest, I just wouldn't. There's some tiny green space, as you can see. These are like little parks and stuff. These are like little parks. These are good indicators of what's around. These are like little parks down here, like little tiny parks. But I wouldn't. So again, Hanoi is walkable if you live anywhere near the center of Hanoi. Okay, up here where I lived, they were starting to put in sidewalks. Like they literally broke down probably like a mile of road, like literally dug up the whole road in a in like a 6 month span. They dug up the whole road, right? We were driving over dirt and they legit rebuilt the whole road, that whole section, right? It's this road right here, this one right here, this one. They dug up the whole one from like here, from like all right here, all of this, all of this, all of that, all of that right there, right there. All of that they dug up and just completely redid all of it, both sides, right? And they put in sidewalks, they put in lights, like street lights, and the actual traffic lights, so things could flow a lot better. But again, there's no green space, not a lot. There's a lot more. There's a lot more in Hanoi. Okay, there's a lot bigger parks. If you, as you can see, this is the heart of Hanoi right here. Okay, this is the heart, right? What you're looking at is the heart of Hanoi. And so if you can just take a look, there's not a lot of green space that's going on. A lot more like lakes, and around those lakes they have some a little bit of green space, but it's more just like walking paths, you know. So a little bit of green space, but again, there's still more green space in the north than there is in the south. If you didn't see that, catch that. But again, if you live in the city, be prepared to, you know, walk over, you know, uneven pavements, motorbikes. You're gonna have to get around. Some now, for some reason, cars are starting to hang out on the sidewalk, which is weird. But I've just noticed that in the last probably 6 months, like 3 months, really. So you just got to be careful. I say we because I'm in it. I'm in it as well. We use sidewalks for everything. FYI. All right, let me see if we have any comments here. I do have a few. Brand, what's up, man? How you doing, brother? Brand G, brother says, "Hey, man, loving the content. Thank you, brother. Appreciate you. Love, my brother. How you doing, bro? You good? It's nice to see you, brother. Nice to see you. Thanks for the comment, man. Appreciate it." Melvin Tucker Jr. says, "What are some areas to avoid with flooding if I want to stay or live in Vietnam?" Which areas are you? Which city are you looking to live in, or at least visit? So if we're gonna go to Ho Chi Minh City, I wouldn't live in D4. There's some parts where you can, but there's flood zones. So before, you can just Google it, Vietnam, just say Ho Chi Minh City flood zones. You can do that per city, right? And check it out and say, break it down per district, right? So if I were you, I'd just Google flood zones in Ho Chi Minh City, break it down by district, and then you'll catch it up right there. And just do that for every city. But I would stay away from. So it doesn't rain so much, but in rainy season, it's inevitable. It's gonna flood. Most areas flood. Maybe I'm not familiar with like the expat districts if they flood or not. Maybe some of the viewers, you can comment in the comment section. Like Tao Dien, I've never lived in Tao Dien, but I live here near the airport, and it doesn't really flood like that. So, but where I work, it floods like massive. So, and that's District 3. So that's in the heart of the city, right? So in the heart of the city, I see it every day. I saw it every day this week, um, especially this week. It's crazy. It's funny because in the area where I live, I live in the district Tan Binh, Tanbinh, Tan Binh. So literally in the right next door to me, basically like not even a few minutes away. Um, they flooded. It's the same district, right? It's only like a minute away, and maybe like 2 minutes away, and yet they flooded major. Like yesterday when I was driving to work, that's where I was at. It was insane. It was insane because on my like side of this district, it was blue skies. So I was like, okay, cool. But you could see the clouds, the dark, dark clouds. So I knew the rain was coming. But what I didn't expect was what was happening. You know, it was flooding. So ahead of me it was just unbelievable, man. So if I were you, Ho Chi Minh City, it's gonna flood regardless. It just depends on where you live. I live in the Tao Dien district. That's where I was showing you guys the Tao Dien district right across from Bintan. But be prepared for it no matter what, is what I'm trying to say. Da Nang, they have monsoons, they have typhoons, so I know they flood. You know what I'm saying? The north floods as well. I mean, obviously, if you've seen the TikToks that's been going around, the news that shows the TikTok, just go to TikTok and write North Vietnam flood or Hanoi Vietnam flood, and you'll see it's happening right now, literally right now. Melvin Tucker Jr., appreciate you, my boy. Appreciate you. Young Fresh Global Travel says, "What's up? Hey, what's up? I just arrived in D1 in Ho Chi Minh for the first time. What's up, bro? How you doing, brother? How is it? How is it? You loving it? Uh, did you just get here right now or like last night? Yeah, it's a trip, ain't it? It's a trip, right? Appreciate the comment, brother. Welcome to Vietnam, bro. This place feels safe. It is safe. Yeah, it is safe. Just don't let the illusion of safe deter you from being um, to let your guard down, is what I'm trying to say. So, yeah, it's safe, man. Don't worry about it. Just have fun, bro. You know, just have fun. You'll be all right. Appreciate the comment. Young Fresh says, what is the big lake in the middle of the road? Do people go fishing there? Yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure. Are you talking about Hanoi or are you talking about in Ho Chi Minh City? Anyways, yeah, they do. People, man, Vietnamese, they definitely fish in every lake. Every lake. It doesn't matter, canal, lake, stream. They definitely do. Yeah, they definitely do for sure. Yeah, there's a big fishing community here. So if you're into fishing, solid. Thanks for the comment, man. Appreciate you. Roly Poly, what's up, man? Roly Poly 76 says flooding footage was crazy. Yeah, right. I know, right? It's crazy. I would love to get the hazard maps, if any, when I am house hunting. Yes, I would absolutely do that. The housing. So when I look for a district, this is just kind of a little sprinkle for you guys. But Roly Poly, thank you, bro. Appreciate it. When I look for a house, one of the first things I do is look for that flooding area. right? More or less, my lady will look for it because Vietnamese are definitely, they're hip on that. So that's what I'm saying. Like if you have a Vietnamese girl and she's all about, she's in the know with all what's going on here. You're not necessarily. So you just ask her, hey, can you do this? Can you check out which areas are flooding? And then they're probably already have the information, to be honest. So Vietnamese, very great. Get yourself a Vietnamese girl, she'll take care of you. Um, let's see, I got some more comments here. Give me a minute. Young Fresh Global Travel says immigration was crazy. The line was out of control. I got in last night. Okay, bet. Yeah, I could. Yeah, if you guys just reach out to me, I can get you a VIP straight from the plane. Someone will have your name there. Say, hey, 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 come, 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 and they'll escort you through immigration. 5 minutes, done. $35. I don't know how much they charge, but it is that price, between 30 and 35 bucks. So you can either save money and save time, or you can spend time in the Ho Chi Minh or Hanoi airport. So if you would have just hit me up, I would have got you through that. You would have in 10 minutes and you would have been gone. So, but I'm glad you got through it. Trust me, before I started my relocation business, I was like you. I just sat in the line. I don't know. It wasn't about the money or anything. It was just I didn't really know that existed because that's not something that I've ever done. The lines usually in the past have been just boom, boom. I'm in and out, in and out. But for some reason, this last year, it's been just out of control. So I always recommend people just spend the money and get through immigration faster. But yeah, welcome to Vietnam, my boy. Let's go. Thanks for the comment. Appreciate it. Phuc Long coffee and tea right now. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, you're going to the most trendy one. And that's usually what that's honestly that's usually what tourists do, because they think that's the best coffee, which it's not, but it's a good start, you know what I'm saying? Once you get your feet wet, you're here for a couple more days, you'll understand what is good coffee and what is not good coffee, you know what I'm saying? So um, just enjoy it all though, brother. Seriously, just enjoy it all because this place is changing and it's becoming more bougie, but it's also becoming so it's going to be losing a lot of that realness, you know what I mean? And yeah, unfortunately, especially here in Ho Chi Minh City. So but I appreciate that, brother. Young Fresh Global Travel says Ho Chi Minh City, the huge lake. Let's get back into it real quick. Let me see what you're talking about. Let's go in Ho Chi Minh City. A huge, oh, this one? Are you talking about this one? That's a golf course. But if you're talking about Hanoi, this one right here, this is Hanoi. This is not Ho Chi Minh City. So this big lake right here, they go fishing in. This is the one I was telling you. I used to live here. I moved 10 months ago from this area. So I lived here 3 years in this area. This area, people go fishing every day, all day, 24 hours a day. There's hella fish here. Yeah. And then obviously you can see, like I said, this whole area right here is banana fields. All right. To be honest, I honestly didn't even realize there was a river right behind it because I've been up and through here. I've been all up in here, but it goes back so far that you couldn't even understand this. You didn't know this was there. I'm mad because I'm like, damn, I could have made a video or something over it. I didn't realize there was a river right here, bruh. Okay. Anyways, but yeah, is that the one you're talking about? Let's see. Appreciate you, brother. Young Fresh Global Travel says, do you rent scooters to get around? Yeah, I don't physically rent them, but I do have a guy here in Ho Chi Minh City that can hook you up for sure. He's American, so but definitely that's who I did for sure. Um, but I got you. Just either email me. It's the channel name, the story of KT at Gmail. Channel name at Gmail, and I got you, brother. Appreciate the comment, bro. Roly Poly 76 says if it swims, it's fair game for sure. For sure, for sure. That's for sure because the Vietnamese they don't play. Even if it's a hose or a fire hydrant, they're in it, they're on it, and they don't give a damn for sure. Appreciate you, Roly Poly. Young, fresh global travel. I'm definitely hitting you up. I'm coming back, actually going to Philippines on 14th. I'm coming back to Da Nang. I will hit you up for a consultation. Salute to you. I got you, brother. No worries. I got you. That's light work for me, man. That's light work for me. He says, yes, that one. Okay. I saw that. So, yeah. I'm just going to continue to let you guys know that yes, it is walkable here, right? Let me get back to now we're gonna cross into the rural areas. I kind of been like sprinkling a little bit for you guys, but about rural versus urban. But again, this place has a long way to go when it comes to walkability. All right. One, motorbikes need to stay off the sidewalk, right? Let the people use the sidewalk actually, because it's funny because I don't know if y'all been here or global travel. If you if you've walking down the sidewalk since you've been here and someone's like meh, and you're on the sidewalk, you're like, yo, okay, I didn't realize that. Tell me in the comments if you have experienced that yet. But it's crazy, man. Just again, I'm gonna brush over the rural and urban area because I've kind of talked about it basically. um, this place has a long way to go, guys. I mean, you got to understand this is a developing nation. I totally understand why they are the way they are. Since I've lived here, I understand why Vietnamese are act the way they act, right? Because no one's told them any otherwise, you know. So since I've been here, it's changing a lot. Okay, they're getting more strict. They're developing their infrastructure. That includes sidewalks, especially in the rural areas, in places like Ninh Binh, right? So let's get back to the map. I'm gonna show you again the map, and we're already in the north, right? So Ninh Binh's near the north. Where you at, Ninh Binh? Ninh Binh. So Ninh Binh, if you haven't heard of Ninh Binh, yeah, it's right here. So this is all like Ninh Binh right here. So this is all Ninh Binh. Ninh Binh area, like this place right here, Ninh, Ninhbinh. So like a place like this is all like rural area. This is what I'm talking about rural area. And the rural area, some of them have sidewalks, some of them don't. Like the rural areas are going to be better than the cities probably in 10 years just because there's so much space out here, so much space. This is the area I lived in first. This is the first city I lived in when I started actually living here. And I transitioned from a traveler to actual resident. This is the place I lived, right? This is the place I was telling you is like the south the southest, the southernest point of the north, right? As you can see, this is the southernest point, right? From here up, it's gonna be cold, right? And not necessarily even in here, right? It's gonna be cold probably from like Nam Ding right here, Nam Ding to up and up. This is the port area I was telling you about, Hai Phong. That's over here. That's near Ha Long Bay. If you've never heard of Ha Long Bay, you need to get familiar with Ha Long Bay. This is a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Okay. Vietnam has like 5 of them. UNESCO sites. Yeah, get familiar with Ha Long Bay. Haiphong, this is the port. This is the biggest port in Vietnam. Okay, so it's up in the north. The north has a lot of really cool stuff, but again, you need a motorbike. You need a car, right? That's why most people live in the cities because it's just, it really depends on where you want to live and if that area is walkable. That's why I keep trying to say, like, I can compare it to, like, no, Europe is mostly walkable if you live in the cities, right? So from where I've been and where I've experienced, yeah, it's majority like that. But here in Vietnam, it's just you don't have sidewalks. You don't have the sidewalks everywhere. So you gotta constantly be watching yourself. And then two, um, you just gotta watch out for holes, in the sidewalks. That's why people walk in the streets. Surprise, you know what I mean? But yeah, that's basically, urban versus rural. Rural, it's not going to be a lot of traffic. It's not going to be a lot of traffic, so you can just walk freely, peacefully. Some of these areas get really, even though they're not like Hanoi or Ho Chi Minh City, like Nam Ding has a lot of people in it. I know a lot of people from Tai Binh, this little tiny area, little town. I know a lot of people from this area, right? Tai Binh. It's it breeds a lot of people, man, this area. But again, this is why I'm saying these little tiny areas probably would have more sidewalks than Ho Chi Minh City and Hanoi, to be honest. I haven't visited everywhere. One day soon, maybe in a year, I'm going to do a Vietnam tour. And I'm just going to do my own thing. You know what I mean? And go around and film every area for you guys, starting in the South, because that's where I live. Right. So, again, in Ho Chi Minh, it just depends. It's the same. I hope you're starting to see kind of the same theme that's going on here. Da Nang is going to be the best area that you're going to have sidewalks and it's more walkable. Again, it just depends on what you're looking for. Ho Chi Minh City, I would say just kick it around this area, hang out around this area, Tao Dien included, if you're looking for more of a walkable place. But again, this place is developing. Like Tao Dien, although it's Western, this area, Tao Dien, although it's Western, there's not a lot going on there, right? As far as like entertainment and stuff. So, um, yeah, I mean, most of the stuff that is happening is going to happen down here in D1, down here in down here in D1. So, yeah. All right, let's see what else we got. Let me stop sharing here. Let's go into what the future is looking like. I got a comment here. Let's go. Young Fresh Global Travel says, yes, that just happened to me. They ride all on the sidewalks, but I just walk around normal and hope they see me and ride around. Yeah. Yeah. Welcome to Vietnam, sir. I mean, hey, man, it's the way it is. And there's laws for that too, bro. Believe it or not, there's laws for that as well. So, yeah. Sidewalks are not for pedestrians, apparently. Thanks for the comment, brother. Okay, so let's get into what the government is doing about it. Bear with me here. I just want to get into. Let's see what I can find here. I would say there's mad projects that are going on here in Vietnam, and honestly, let's go like this. Bear with me here. Um, Bear with me, guys. Let me just see what's going on here. Okay. So honestly, I would honestly say that I commend the government for doing what they're doing. They've been really, really, I mean, I'm not just saying this to kiss ass, all right? So those of you guys who are going to try to come at me for later in my comments, you can save it, all right? Because I'm not kissing ass, all right? I really do believe that Vietnam's doing a great job with the sidewalk thing, although it takes time for the people to change their mentality. It's these, and they just have to enforce the laws, right? Now, there's from what I'm seeing on the ground is that there's not a lot of police, right? Or at least they're not utilized to enforce the laws, the existing laws that happen in this country already that are in place. They just don't enforce it. So if they started to enforce it, that would be a good thing for pedestrians. But that's the problem, is they don't really enforce it. It's just like they'll get someone every once in a while. Majority of it is they're looking for cars because that money. Um, and if you don't know, it's called coffee money. Okay, so but that's the biggest thing, is they just need to enforce their laws here, right? So nobody drives on the sidewalk because it's just ridiculous. So what I will say is Vietnam's. Let's go like this. Bear with me here. Let me share this. Let me show you what they are doing. Okay, so this is from VN Express. Okay, we're gonna check out a couple of different projects. All right, but this is the news. This is the news. If you want to get anything from newsworthy about Vietnam, come to one of these guys. This is VN Express International. Um, the VN Express is Vietnamese, but they added obviously a subsidiary of VN Express, but this is just for us. All right, for us. This is a Vietnamese newspaper. All right, so I'm in their news, right? We can even go into to their business, but I'm just in their news, right? And look at what's going on here. I'll go into business here in a minute, but just look at the news and the headlines that's going on here. I just wanted to show you guys this real quick. Okay. This one right here, run a red light in Ho Chi Minh City, you could be cleaning streets. It's a pretty funny way of looking at things, right? They're really trying to crack down for this. They're really trying to crack down on people running red lights and drinking and driving, for real. So if you are drinking, just make sure you don't drive, guys. Seriously, especially foreigners. We need to set the example and be better. Okay. Um, let's see here. So Hanoi traffic in chaos after hours of downpour floods. Yo, I'm telling you guys, this right here happened yesterday. Okay, this happened yesterday, and it's been happening in the north more than down here. But yeah, right here. So international flights to only gradually shift from Ho Chi Minh to their mega new airport. Okay, this airport right here. So I'm telling you that Vietnam just built this airport. Okay, this is part of their infrastructure. They know that a lot of people want to visit, and so once you come into Ho Chi Minh City, they're going to start to funnel you guys through this airport. Okay, where I live right now, I live across the street from the actual international airport, not this one. Though this one is still the international airport. This is the new international airport. Okay, so technically there's two international airports. Okay, so the one I live, generally you guys are going to come through that one. That's the one that you guys are. It's literally like right there. All right, that's where you guys come through. But this new airport, it's only like 2 kilometers from me. Like that's probably like less than 3 miles from me. It's really close, but it is like attached to this airport right here. It's kind of weird how they did that, but it's kind of attached. But anyways, traffic police, that's part of their infrastructure, the airport. That's one of the things that they're doing here. Traffic police. So how they'll get you is like so archaic. Okay, so what they're using when they try to they have cameras everywhere, CCTV, and they use their phones to look. They're going like this, like, and then they go after you. It's a still image, and it has a still image and a video. So if the camera catches you, it sends it to their phone apparently. I was like, okay. I was like, all right, that's interesting. Let's see. All right, let's get into their business. All right. So what projects are they doing? Let me see what they're doing. I had some of this ready to go for you guys, but I didn't like what I was looking at. Okay. Um, I did hear about their there's a place that they're opening here in Vietnam that down here in the south. It's they're trying to be like the tech hub. So I just read an article that it was earlier this week that I believe they said that they're either almost finished with it or finished with phase one is what they said. Finished with phase one. And it's like not too far from over here, but they're definitely um, want Vietnam to be a tech hub in Southeast Asia. See, look over here in property off to the right. Hanoi apartment prices double in 10 years. Yeah, that's true. Hanoi's sneakily becoming pretty expensive. Same with Ho Chi Minh City as well. Okay, I don't see exactly stuff I was looking for before. Let's go to the economy. Um, okay. Which is the one I wanted to see? Yeah, I'm telling you, inflation is creeping up here in Vietnam. FYI, things are a lot more expensive. Okay, so what I saw also here was so there's these two I want to talk about. Ho Chi Minh City raises places in global financial center ranking, surpasses Bangkok. We're going to talk about that. And Vietnam electrical motorbike demands rise. So what's happening here with this one I'll talk about real quick. Vietnam is the local governments here they are scrapping by 20 what honey uh electric bikes by what year? 2030 or next year? Okay. She didn't know it. So I believe it was, let's see. Let's just click on it quick. I didn't really want to go into it. So sales of electric motorbikes rise uh, for the first in the first 8 months that gasoline more than gasoline. So they're trying to get rid of gasoline motorbikes is what I'm trying to tell you. I just want to see if it has in here. So the reason why is kind of reminds me of what they did in the States, or at least in California, where they gave all these bonuses and incentives to buy electric. And I think VinFast, obviously, they're the biggest. He's the richest guy here in Vietnam, and he owns the largest electric motorbike, in the country. So yeah, I wanted just to see if they put a date here. I swear I saw that it was like, let's see, introduce. Yeah, yeah, that's what I thought. It's right here. Look, Hanoi has introduced a roadmap for gradually banning internal combustion engine motorbikes starting in July 2026. That's what I thought. While Ho Chi Minh is considering similar restrictions. So these are things that, again, they're infrastructure. They're trying to like make life easier for international guests. And again, they've been putting in a lot of sidewalks here for you guys. Truly. I mean, obviously for their citizens and for us, expats, but it's working. It's working. You'd be surprised how I'll leave it at that. So, how interesting it makes the city feel when you actually have sidewalks. You don't understand it until you don't have it, and you're like, bruh, I almost got hit by 3 motorbikes just walking around the car. You know what I'm saying? And so you're like, dude, this is ridiculous. How come I can't just walk? You know? No, it's jam packed with motorbikes. Plus, you have people sitting all out eating on the sidewalks. I forgot about that. People actually sit and party on the sidewalks. So yeah. Okay. Let's see what we got left here. That's basically all I'm going to talk about with when it comes to the government. Just trust, do some research about it. The government is making strides. This place has become more walkable, especially in Hanoi. I just spent 3 years there. So if you guys are interested in living in Hanoi, just again, even in Ho Chi Minh City and everywhere, just keep this in mind. The rural areas are not going to have sidewalks at all. All right. For the most part, the bigger rural areas are going to have some sidewalks, but majority not going to have sidewalks. All right. Are they going to be walkable? The cities, the smaller cities as well. Obviously, in each city, it's bigger city, smaller city. So tier one, tier two, tier three, tier four cities, tier five cities. Um, the ones that are actually the city is going to be walkable. Okay, but in those cities, you must pick the right fuang, the right district or ward. Pick the right ward, the neighborhood, okay, to easier for you guys. And once you find that nice neighborhood, stick with it, because again, every area in every single city is completely different. Every street completely different. It may look the same, but it's not the same. So that's why it's important to you get with someone who's either a local or an expat that's been here over 3 years, that's lived in multiple places or the place you want to live, and figure out where and which street, which district you can get. Because again, if it's going to be walkable, it's there's more walkable areas than others, right? And so they're focused on, and they is the city governments and stuff. They're focused on where the money's going, so if you want to if you want to go into a walkable area, a neighborhood, then go see where the money's at and then go there. You know what I mean? Go pay a visit first. Don't just pack your bags. Like, I'm starting to see a bunch of this stuff online where a lot of these YouTubers just say, screw it, I've never been to Vietnam and I'm moving there. It's like, guys, uh, that's all cute and stuff, but the reality is that this place is a jungle. So you gotta know how to move and how to maneuver Vietnam. All right. I'm being honest. I've heard too many people getting scammed left and right, left and right. All right. So so let's get into one of our final segment, and I realized that I bear with me. Let me grab this is what I'm looking for. I realize I haven't even been showing you guys my PowerPoint. It's cool, man. So I'll go over it again just for you guys visually. So segment 5, walkable for expats, retirees. I've been sprinkling this stuff in for you guys. So as you can see, all right, it's retirees. It's safer. This is for you retirees. Safer in Da Nang, beachfront. Safer is for walkability. Okay, Vietnam is safe. Okay, straight up. Phu My Hung and Central Hanoi. So Phu My Hung is in D7, right? This is D7 in Hanoi, in Ho Chi Minh City, and then obviously Central Hanoi. Okay, this is what I've been telling you guys already. All right. Um, so if you're a family and you have kids, I would absolutely check out Hanoi. If you want to homeschool your kids, you can do that as well. Obviously, I would check out Ho Chi Minh City for kids. Um, Thao Dien is a pretty good area for kids and for families, basically. I would say central Hanoi would be a really good area for families. Tejo, I wouldn't say is a really good area in Hanoi for families, but there are families, expats who do live there a lot. They do live there. Again, make sure that you find your community, right? These are the Phuongs, the ward, Phuong, Phuong, okay, Phuong. That means like ward. That means like neighborhood, okay? So that's like neighborhood. So find your Phuong, right? I've been sprinkling it already throughout this whole live for you guys. Find out which ones are walkable, right? Again, D1 is different than D12, right? is in Ho Chi Minh City. If you hear anyone say anything about D1, D2, D3, D4, they're always talking about Ho Chi Minh City. If we're talking about Hanoi, we're gonna say Tejo District or um, um, another district, right? We'll say the Old Quarter. We'll say a name of the place. Okay, they're talking about Hanoi, and then same thing with Da Nang. We'll say the name of the place. Okay, but the only place that we talk about districts is Ho Chi Minh City. All right, so yeah, I would definitely say Da Nang is cool too for families, but for the beach families who want to hang out, you know what I mean? Again, for tourism, like I said, for short-term walkability, stay in the center of Hanoi. Old Quarter would be better. Ho Chi Minh, obviously, like I said, D1 is definitely going to be it. All right. So let me go into just a quick overview of what I said, everything, and then yeah, I'll take some questions, and then we get up out of here. All right. So segment one basically was an overview of the geography of mountains, of how Vietnam is structured. Basically, the north, central, and the south are completely different, but you have more tropical weather throughout the country, but more tropical weather in the south and in the central. Okay. Um, yeah, that's basically that one. Walkable, we talked about in depth walkable areas in Hanoi, what they generally look like. We talked about green space in each one of these areas, Hanoi, Ho Chi Minh City, and Da Nang. I showed you that there's not a lot of green space that are going on in this country in general, in the cities, in the major cities. Okay. Again, that's why it's important to find your Phuong, your ward, your neighborhood, and then go explore that first, right? Before you put your roots in. Trust me, especially if you're a dog owner. Okay. All right. So then, obviously, we sprinkled in some rural versus urban, right? Urban sidewalks are basically they exist, but they're blocked. Just like it says. They're blocked by people eating on the sidewalks. They're blocked by people riding motorbikes, cars parked there. Um, Again, sidewalks they're very uneven in some of the areas. Yeah, in a lot of the areas, not some, a lot of the areas around each city. Da Nang is better for this though. They have more. They have a lot more straight, walkable areas in Da Nang. Okay, that's what I do love about Da Nang. Okay, rural villages not going to necessarily have a lot of sidewalks. You're going to be walking in the street more, um, but it's changing for sure. It's changing. Again, the urban infrastructure is super chaotic. The rural areas, it's going to be easier to walk in there because, again, there's not a lot of people there. Okay. Um, I didn't even really talk about the metro lines, but again, these metro lines have opened up, and so this helps with it being better connectivity with different cities. again, understand that they've got a long way to go when it comes to even the metro lines as well, because it doesn't touch everything. Okay, it only touches a certain amount of areas within the cities, right? So, for example, the Hanoi line, it doesn't have much going on other than it goes up in north and south, right? And so it touches a part of the city, but the older part of the city, is not even touched yet, right? So the newer part of the city of Hanoi is um, is connected by it. Here in Ho Chi Minh City, there's no metro line that connects the airport. I anticipate they're working on that now. They should be working on that now. But again, the same thing. They only have one line. So both cities have one line, and they're limited. I'll just say that. But they're complete. You can, if you live in those areas, you're using them every day. Trust and believe, right? Again, this place has a lot of pedestrian zones. Again, that huge lake I showed you, that's Tahoe Lake, right? But Hoan Kim Lake is the world famous lake that's in Hanoi. This is in the old quarter, right? The center of entertainment of Hanoi. Okay. Outside of that, in Hanoi alone, just Hanoi, there's not a lot of going on when it comes to entertainment. Okay. The old quarter is it. FYI. Okay. So there's a lot of pedestrian zones, and then on the weekends, especially around this lake, they cut off motorbikes and traffic, and they just open it up to pedestrians, which is cool. Same thing with down here in Winway Boulevard. This is a walking pedestrian zone, and I believe it's tonight is Saturday. Today's Saturday, so I believe Friday night, Saturday night, and yeah, I believe is they turn them into pedestrian zones. Again, some of these smart cities that they're changing this whole place to smart cities. Okay, and they're also, like I said, they're pushing urban projects. Okay, big time. They really want to spruce up the look of Vietnam, because it's, if you go, most people look at Thailand, they're like, the infrastructure there is beautiful, like it's really unique looking buildings. Here it's just like, that's not so nice. That's cool, but it's not so nice, right? So they want more, they want to up that, right? So again, Vietnam invests 5.7% GDP in infrastructure. It's happening, man. They just need more money, more money, more investment to come in so they can help build the infrastructure, right? Okay, that's that. Walkable for, so retirees, we already did this one, right? And yeah, so let me ask you guys, which city felt for you most walkable, and would you like to live here without a motorbike? My answer for this one is an astounding no. No, no. Get used to riding, because you're going to spend a lot of money on Grab, Uber, Vietnam Uber, and even though it's cheaper, you're going to spend 500 to $1,000 on transport, depending on where you go. Okay, those little $2, dollar, $1, $2, 50 cent grabs, they add up, and next thing you know, um, you're starting to pay, I don't know, a few dollars, $10 a day on Grab, $20 a day on Grab. That doesn't sound like a lot for you, but here, that's a lot. That's a lot. All right. So, do you guys think that Vietnam can become walkable as Bangkok and Singapore? My guess, in 10, 15 years, maybe. But I would say, nah, nah. There's got to be dramatic changes in infrastructure. All right. Like I said, I've lived in a few of these areas. I have not lived in Da Nang, but I've lived in Hanoi and in Ho Chi Minh City. This is my second time here. I'm gonna tell you guys that like I always say in everything, it depends on what your interests are. But if you're looking for more chill, you can walk around a city. And again, Da Nang is perfect because it's so small and compact. So go check out Da Nang, all right? But don't sleep on these other smaller areas because you'd be surprised what you'll see. Get a local guide. Once you get here, hit me up. I'll direct you to them and go see outside of the bigger cities. And you'll see exactly what I'm telling you. No sidewalks, very rural areas. Some of the city, the tier 3 and tier 4 cities, they're going to be more they're going to be a lot better when it comes to that smaller infrastructure, smaller local government, so they can pave things faster. The cool thing about here is things get done faster. Once the money's is once the money's there, boom. You know what I mean? So give me a minute here. We're gonna get into some viewer Q&A. Let's answer some questions for you guys and see what you got here. All right. Let me get rid of that. That thing is huge. I got some comments here. Just happened to me. Got it. Army Guy Travels. What's up, brother? What's good, my boy? How you doing, man? You're all over Vietnam. This guy right here, Jay, he is amazing, dude. And I'll say he's been all over Vietnam recently. So you should go check out his channel, and he'll plug your channel for him, bro. Plug your channel in the comments. I'll bring it up. But yeah, go check him out. Subscribe to him. He's been all over Vietnam recently, and so appreciate the support, bro. Appreciate the support. You know that. Young, fresh global travel. One thing I noticed here, not a lot of security like Philippines, but maybe it's too early to say. Yeah, there's not. This is not a police state. Simple as that. It's more like vigilante kind of justice. You know what I mean? Because people keep, the locals, they stay within their boundaries. You know, um, they're not like us. They don't like to push the envelope. Like here in Ho Chi Minh, they like to push the envelope, but um, for the most part, most of the country, they stay in line for sure. Um, like when I go to Thailand, that's to me that is a police state. I go to Bangkok, it's a police state. There's police everywhere, like everywhere. It reminds me of the U.S. to be honest. So yeah, thanks for the comment, bro. Appreciate you. Young Fresh says, I'm gonna try to find a mall, hit up in D1 and look for some eye candy and might vlog. Do your thing, bro. You'll find something. Trust and believe. Thanks for the comment, bro. Young Fresh Global Travel says, you should do a video talking about breaking down the bills to use here. I have a ton of 500K bills and it's hard to get change. Yes. Do you just go into a fast food joint to break the bills? I mean, I would go to like in D1, there's money exchange. When you just search a money exchange, but what I would do is I would go to like the 7-Elevens, the convenience stores, the G25s. Like that's a store, G25 convenience store. It's like a 7-Eleven but Korean. Uh, I believe it's Korean. Yeah, I think it's Korean or Japanese. I don't know. But I think it's Korean. So G25, and so go there, go to those places. Most of those places will break them down. You go to well, it's Saturday, so the banks aren't open, but go to a money exchange. Okay, just tell them to break it down. That's your best bet. Okay, go to a money exchange. Small little booth, small booth ones where you can go. There's one. The one I go to is right across from a big mall. So it might be kind of convenient for you. It's in D1. Jay, this is for you, Army guy. If you know what I'm talking about, I can't think of it right now, but if you hit me up, it starts with a Y, I believe. The mall. It's one of the biggest malls here. It's right in the center of the city. It's like right. right down the road from Boy Vian Street, but it's huge. But anyways, everyone goes there. Go to that mall, literally right across the street from it. There's a money exchange. Break those 500s down to 200s and 100s, and get some 50s. And yeah, it'll be all right. 20s as well. All right, yeah. I will probably do a short or something like that about the money. I don't know if I have a whole I don't think I have a whole bunch of talking for like an 8-minute video for talking about the money. I could probably do something about it, but yeah, thanks for the suggestion. Hit me up though. The story of KT at Gmail. All right, I got you. The ATM, Young Fresh Global Travel says, the ATM I went to gave me big bills. I wish I had smaller bills. For example, I just want to buy a water. Yeah, I don't want to give 500s in exchange. Yes, I do know what you mean. Because, like I said, just go the easiest thing. Um, Go even your hotel. They might even have lower bills as well. Just depends on what kind of hotel you're at. But yeah, go to those places, go to the 7-Elevens, go to the Circle K's. What else is it? Winmart, WINMART, Winmart. It's it's like the number one here, convenience store. So yeah, you shouldn't have an issue, brother. Don't let that deter you. Just go there and just exchange it for them. Buy something a little small, and then they'll break it for you. All right. Young Fresh Global Travel says, how much do you tip on Grab? You don't tip. Um, they don't they'll accept it, but it's not a big tipping culture here. Now, would I say tip? I mean, it depends on you. You know, it depends on what you're thinking about, but you don't have to tip here. If you tip them, a 50 or like a 10, excuse me, not a 50, a 10, a 20, and I'm not talking about US dollars, I'm talking about VND, okay? All right. So the blue one is the 20, right? Make sure it's 20. I'm not talking about the turquoise, that's the 500 one. And then the 10 is the brown one. It's the smaller one. So yeah, you can tip them that. I mean, that's 50 cents. 10K is like 50 cents, almost a little under, but you don't have to tip. They'll appreciate anything you give, trust and believe. Thanks for the comment, brother. Army Guy Travels. I average less than 1 million per month on Grab. Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, yeah, you travel a lot though, but you walk a lot, don't you? You don't. Do you actually like get on a Grab and grab around the city a lot? Um, if you only spend a milli, that's cool. That's cool. Thanks, brother. Appreciate it. Hugh, Army Guy Travel says Hugh is very underrated. Yeah. Hui, excuse me. What am I saying? Hugh. Hui, sorry. Hui is very underrated. It is definitely underrated for sure. I've actually never been to Hui, so I would like to go check that out. Appreciate the comment, brother. Army Guy Travel says, chilling, just got back from the chain. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Army Guy Travel says, always, you put out lots of great information. Thank you, bro. Appreciate it. Just trying to, let people know what's up, man, and let it be factual, And also, Army Guy Travels can verify the things I'm saying. He's been around the block. He knows what's up. So, and his channel is Army Guy Travels. I'm going to every country in the world, but while my base is Vietnam, tons of vlogs. Yeah, go check him out. Subscribe to him. He's legit. Yeah, he's got some more stuff he's got to say. So it's a 7-Eleven is where where he breaks his money. So yeah, 7-Eleven usually, obviously, it's the same 7-Eleven, so they'll have money. Winmart, not necessarily, but they do. It just depends on if they're in like a tourist area. They'll have a lot more cash flow as opposed to somewhere in my area where they probably won't have so much. They'll probably drop it, like put it in the safe, So yeah, for sure. Thanks, brother. Army Guy Travel says, Yes, laugh a lot. Great minds think alike. 7-Eleven usually has change, or to the jewelry stores. True, that is true as well. I didn't think about that. The jewelry stores near Bintan Market. Any majority of the jewelry, they have exchange markets, so they can exchange money. Literally, the jewelry money, the jewelry stores, literally the actual jewelry stores, not the P&Js, not the actual like wedding ring ones. I'm talking about like around the markets, around like the flea markets. All right, yeah, thank you. I appreciate that, Jay. Okay. Young Fresh Global Travel says, I think the taxi ripped me off. Okay. I paid 400K from Ho Chi Minh City Airport to D1. I gave a 100K tip. So total, you gave him 20 bucks. Okay. I mean, he loves you. No, I'm sure he does that to everybody, though. Did you get you took a Grab taxi, though, right? I mean, that's what I'm wondering. I mean, if you took a Grab taxi, 400K sounds a bit much, to be honest. If you took a Grab taxi, you should have known what the price was. Um, yeah, 100K tip, that's pretty generous of you, but it's not necessary. Okay, moving forward, just understand, take my advice, it's not necessary. It's appreciated, but it's not necessary. Okay, for real, for real. And I'm sorry that that happened. I'm not sure how much it because I live across the street, let you know. So I fly in and I'm not going to D1. So 400 sounds a bit much to me. 500K is really because for me to go to from Hanoi, the airport from my house in Hanoi was like 30 minutes and it cost me like 300K. And that was a 30-minute drive. So yeah, you got ripped off. But you gave him some more money too. So these are lessons that we all can learn from this. All right. You book, make sure you book with Grab. All right. Definitely book with Grab once you get here. Um, if you haven't hit me up and you haven't set up a taxi, an actual taxi, a personal driver from me or from just from me, don't take the regular taxis at the airport. For God's sake, don't do it. Don't do it. And what I mean by if you have a liaison like myself or someone that you actually trust in this country that will get you from point A to point B, if you don't, go with Grab. Okay? If you're watching this, you should know you have me. But if not, go with Grab. 99% go with Grab. Okay? It'll save you money and you won't get this issue. Okay. Lesson learned. All right. Young Fresh Global Travel says, thanks for the tip on money exchange. Going to do that now before going to the mall. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, for sure. Um, be careful how you move here, young Fresh. Just be careful when you exchange your money. This is just for everyone, not just for him, but because he's currently doing it right now, this is for you. Just look, be aware of your surroundings. Don't carry all your cash in one pocket. Break it up, you know, break it up because like break it up in different pockets, you know. Um, I wouldn't even trust leaving depending on your hotel, but I wouldn't even trust leaving a bunch of important stuff in your hotel just because you never know if there's a duplicate key somewhere. That shit happens. So just keep in mind that you don't know what's going on when you're gone from your hotel. So just be careful. Okay, when you're exchanging money, just make sure you're casually looking around. You know what I'm saying? You know, don't pull out a hell of money. Just exchange like a million. That's it. That's two 500s. That's about 40 USD. So don't anything more. It's egregious. All right. Go back. Even though you have to pay a little extra, a little fee to exchange, you don't necessarily have to be honest. You don't necessarily have to. Just ask them to exchange. Actually, you shouldn't have to pay a fee at all because you have the ND already. Just go and ask them for two to break it down for them. Break it down for you. It shouldn't cost you anything, but don't pull out all your money. Is what I'm trying to say. Okay. Sorry, I'm blabbing and shit, babbling. All right, appreciate that, bro. No worries, no worries. Young Army guy travel says, young fresh travel, you got ripped off. Yeah, airport to D1 is less than 200K. That's what I thought, bro. Always use Grab. Yeah, that's what I thought. I was like, huh, okay, because I took, like I said, 30 minutes, and that was like 330, So yeah, thanks, Jay. Appreciate you. Army Guy Travel says tipping is a Western thing. Don't tip here. For example, if your grab is 26K, you can round it to 30K. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I totally agree. Totally agree. Yeah, tipping is just not a big thing here. Of course, it's appreciated. Like I said, I come from a tipping culture in the States. I understand. And it does wonders, a lot more wonders here than it does over there. But yeah, just don't be tipping big like that. That's crazy. Unless they've taken care of you like your whole trip, then give them a couple mil. But man, trust me, when people start to see you tipping, that's when the hands come out. So just be careful. Right? Appreciate that, army guy. Young Fresh Travel says to be very helpful to know about the tips. That is super helpful. Coming from Brooklyn, New York. Yeah, we always require to tip. Yeah, I come from San Diego, so I get it. But I'll keep that in mind. Chat soon. Hey, safe travels. Safe travel out there, brother. Appreciate you. Army Guy Travel says, yes, sir, I walk here. I walk a lot here, but not during rainy season. Yeah, I agree. I agree. Take that taxi, man. You know what I mean? All right. Young Fresh Global Travel says, one more thing. I noticed at the airport they didn't take some of my 20s. Yes, because it wasn't a crispy bill. So, and one had pin writing on it. Oh man, they are strict without exchanging. Yes, they are. Some exchanges will exchange, but it just really depends on which one, because yeah, they've done that to me too. And if you have 50s, like US 50s, forget about it. Yeah, just pick. Yeah, I wish people would have told me as well that I got bills from the ATM that were damaged. So it can happen at any time. So yeah, just I don't know. You'll be able to use those somewhere else, but you know, always keep it around on you, the 20s they didn't accept, because someone's going to accept it. Someone will. All right, I see some other ones from you. So Young Fresh says, I also had 2 suitcases and 1 carry-on. Okay, are you moving here? I mean, is that your whole life? What's going on, brother? That's a lot. That sounds like a lot. How long you gonna be here? Appreciate you, man. Okay, no more tipping. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah. Army Guy Travel says some of the shops at Saigon Square will take the bills that aren't perfect. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I mean, just because one doesn't, like, that's what I love about Vietnam is just because one place doesn't mean that other places aren't going to take it. Again, if it's a legit bill, people want to collect USD. Like they want their reserves for USD. So yeah, man, that looks like it's gonna be the last comment. So if you guys have rocked with me this far, hit the like button for me, man. I've been battling YouTube about this video. I just put back out again. I would appreciate if you guys have seen it the first time. It was blowing up, but now it's just like, So if you guys could go to that one, the 9, I'll show you right now. Just bear with me. I would really appreciate the support. Let's go like this. Bear with me. I'm really upset with YouTube at the moment. They scrapped my video, which was BS. But let me show you. I've been fighting with them all week about this video, and I'm angry about it. This one right here, the first one, right? This is my channel, right? Obviously, we're live right now, but so if you go down to your videos, click on videos. Yeah, it's the latest one. If you guys could watch that for me, man, I really appreciate that. Man, when YouTube scrapped it, it was almost at 9,000 views. It was so much engagement. So I had to re-edit it, which is BS. But whatever. If you guys could go like that video, watch it for me, share it, that would be really cool. I really would appreciate that. You know, us YouTubers work really hard, especially I have a full-time job. So, you know, any support would really appreciate watching the video, liking it, and put a comment down there for me. I just I did a lot of hard work with that video, and for YouTube to do that out of nowhere, on some BS, it really, you know, makes me just not want to do YouTube anymore. You know what I'm saying? But that's not gonna happen. I'm going to. But if you guys could just check that video out, man. Any other videos you haven't checked out, please. I'm a small YouTuber. I really appreciate it. But yeah, it's really sad to see it at 146 views. I realize you guys saw it probably before, but it would really be cool if you guys check that out. And of course, if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe to the channel, man. I share a lot of practical stuff with you guys. You guys can go through my catalog, check it out. I deal with a lot of you know, expats, other YouTubers and stuff that who live here, that are traveling the world, give you guys some insights around the world, you know, through other people's eyes and not just my eyes. I got a lot of different videos, you know, on the channel. Go check them out, man. If you guys want to check out how to open a bank account, go check this video out, right? Anyways, that's gonna do it for me, guys. I got a Saturday to go hang out with my girl. But yeah, let me see. I got one more comment from the homie. So Army Guy Travel says it was a solid video and not a violation of TOS. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. And generally, all they could give me was it was dangerous. It was dangerous content, and so I went on and on with them this week, and they just kept saying no, 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 and they kept giving me general information about it, same information, basically regurgitated over and over. I kept asking them to give me specifics, so I, you know, if the mistake I made, I wouldn't do it again, and they couldn't even give me that. Like I had to take it all the way down to their reviewers or whatever, whoever, what department it is. It's such a fucking secret, you know. It's bullshit. But anyways, we're gonna shake back, you know. And I got something for you guys coming. Um, I got something for you. So as soon as I'm done here, I'm gonna go edit that video, and I'm gonna drop something this weekend for you guys. And let's get back onto the upward trajectory. But go check that latest video out. You know, fuck YouTube. That's how I say. Much love to you guys, and we'll see you on the next one. Peace.